It boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling. We're feeling right. You ain't even got to get cage match out. The ratings on the house. We in the house. Kai, I can't lie. The energy is a bit low today. Myself and Ola are fasting. We're currently fasting at the moment. So, we're trying to preserve all the energy we have. It boys in the building, Indy Takers, your local indie wrestling reviewers. Big some Kai. That's how you know this fasting. English is killing me today. But yeah, your boy Delboy. I got my lovely co-host in the building. You might see him in Shoreditch. You might see him in Loading Bar. If he hasn't got a voice, you know he's doing other things. But hey, Ola in the building. What you saying, bro?
There, bro.
Big love to Jem. Jem obviously couldn't be here today. Please send some love out to him. Today we're going to be doing the Indy Takers a bit different today. This isn't a normal episode. This is going to be Indy Takers Extra. So this is a filler episode, if you like, non-canon. It has nothing to do with the actual storyline. You feel me? You know what I mean? So if for those who know myself and Ola, we are big WWE 2K gamers, big wrestling gamers. We've been meaning to talk about WWE 2K23 in totality. We went to maybe do it a few months ago, but obviously schedules clashing and real life and whatnot. We were granted the opportunity. Big up to 2K, big up Josh, big up Tom. We went to go and do an exclusive play of WWE 2K24. Initial reviews of WWE 2K24 from what you've played so far.
Game just seems a lot more smoother. The addition of the new features as well, really good. Don't know if we'll probably get into that at some point today, if not a future episode. But yeah, it looks promising, man. It looks like it's going to be really, really fun. Loads to do.
Yeah, no, the game is. I feel like it feels like an upgraded version of 2K19, but with a few of with the newer mechanics, and we're gonna get into a lot more of it. But let's kind of talk about the predecessor of 2K24, the game that we've been having for maybe coming up to a year now, WWE 2K23. Yeah, we've nearly had it for a year now. What are your thoughts of WWE 2K23?
It was definitely an improvement on 22. Obviously, we had the addition of war games. Even as a content creator, I think there was just a lot more to do. There was a lot more people around to make content with. But yeah, I think 23 was good for what it was and for what it gave us. It was good. I couldn't really have asked for more. I know that people kind of want chain grabs back and stuff, and even now, still people still want it. But it was a good game. What about yourself?
Yeah, like yourself. Like, I don't know. I became one of them people where initially I understood the whole I want chain grapple. And then it got to a point where I was like, fuck all of that, man. We don't need that shit, man. I'm here for a good time, man. We don't need all of that. But when I actually got into more of like the WWE 2K content creation, then I realized, okay, maybe they're cooking. Maybe we do need it. Maybe we do need it. Like I completely understand, and like especially if the type of content you're trying to make is surrounded around like the realism of wrestling and how a wrestling match is meant to be. I definitely get it, but then at the same time, there's a lot of I don't know. I feel like with a lot of people that do like HLR content, you don't necessarily really need. I'm split. Yeah, like sometimes you don't need it, but then again, I feel like especially within the game, if you see some of the moves that you can pull off in the game, a lot of the better. For one thing I've realized is for a lot of people to do certain moves and like chain wrestling-esque type of moves, reversals. I see why a lot of people move by that. So you know that move where you yank the arm and then the other person goes and then rolls into a nip up and then sweeps the leg. That cruiserweight move, basically. That was even like the SmackDown series where you can just willy nilly have that as a move there. Whereas now, if you just want to have that, if you want to do that, or formula or chain grapple, it's mainly reversals. So on that end, I do kind of understand where people are coming from in terms of like bringing back chain grapples. And you know, I don't know, like with the new game, they've introduced some new mini games. Do you feel like maybe we need more mini games similar to like the SmackDown versus Raw series? You know, we had the stare down mini games initially. We had, I think, there was a chop mini battle. Was there like a first strike mini battle? That's the staring one.
I believe so.
Yeah. So we have had mini games in the past. So I don't think we're exempt from it, or you know, more could help.
There's a space for them. Obviously, playing 24, I'm sure most of the people out there would have seen now. There's the striking mini game. Even if we just get a few more of those, like even just for chain grabs and just other things, like it's always a great way to start off a match, and I think people would be appreciative of 2K bringing that kind of stuff back. And with the introduction of obviously the strike battle now, this is probably a means for them to actually start doing that.
Yeah.
And start adding in these mini games again. Just not only does it make the game fun, but it also does add that sense of realism. So it adds. There's a balance.
And what do you say to people that kind of complain that WWE 2K has veered away from like the simulation and has gone not even necessarily too arcadey, but it's gone more of like a fighting game? Do you feel like maybe 2K are maybe now trying to strike the balance with maybe adding more of these mini games to make it seem a bit more wrestling? Because for me, like regardless, like as much as with like the combos, like am I a big fan of the combos? I like the combos, but the only problem that I have with the combos is that they're not customizable, and a lot of combos don't even make sense. Like a lot of the combos where it's named after certain wrestlers. In my head, I'm thinking,
I've never seen this
guy do this. And the combos are so fast. It's not like even like you can pick the combos. Yeah, it's like and it's like, bro, like nobody actually wrestles like that. Like the way the moves are chaining together, man is punching you, kicking, doing a spin, and already drop kicking you. And it's like, bro, like I've only seen Ultimo Dragon move that fast. But you're telling me Andre the Giant moves that fast. That's crazy. Like I wish that segment. Like I wish like the combos similar to how it was before, where you had the 4 striking moves. I wish those were customizable, but yeah, there's a lot to discuss, man. There's a lot to discuss. Let's talk about gameplay mechanics of 2K23. So this can range from sliders to literally anything to do with gameplay. Like, what's your initial thoughts? What's your gripes? Like, be honest and open.
I don't think, because when I look at 22 and I look at 23, as much as like 23 was definitely an upgrade and an improvement, in terms of like actual gameplay, I don't remember there being much changes. The combo system was in 22 as well, right?
Yeah, combo system in 22. That's when they introduced it.
So, if we're going back to that, since we're talking gameplay, I think obviously it was definitely an interesting decision to take the 2K franchise that way. I get it because they want to make it more fun. They want to make it more arcadey. Yeah, it's interesting that they went with the direction of like having combos and stuff. Was I a big fan initially? No. But do I understand the reason as to why they've gone that direction? Yes. But I can't lie, I would prefer to maybe not necessarily go back to what it was before, but maybe even just to find a balance where, okay, for example, if they gave that combo system to like, you know, certain cruiserweights, fine. But if we had like maybe the old sort of like controls or system for like a, you know, a heavyweight like Batista or like a Taker, because you don't really see those guys doing combos. I think that would probably be something that I would probably want to see. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, that's one of the main things that come to mind, the combo system. It obviously is good in parts, but at the same time, you can see the flaws, like you said, when you're doing like, when Undertaker is now doing 4 chops just like that. Come on, it doesn't look right, man. But
yeah, no, it's odd because obviously the combo system isn't like a new thing. Like combos have always been a thing in the game, but then when you've now made it into a thing where you've got the away combo system, you've got the forward combo system, you've got the standing combo, you've got the normal combo system. It's like in regards to like having more moves, I get it, but at the same time, bro, who's got time to remember all of those moves? And it's not even like combo. Like a lot of the combo systems are like interesting, if you know what I mean. Like the only good combos that I've actually seen have genuinely been the striker combos, where we're seeing like new moves. But then even then, it's like, why is it so fast? Like I don't know, it's too much. Another thing in terms of gameplay that I'll say that annoys me is I'll say downtime in terms of like what's it called? Referee downtime annoys me completely.
Even with sliders.
Yeah, if you attack a referee and they fall to the floor within 6 seconds, they get up. Yeah. You do certain moves to wrestlers, or even if you hit them with a weapon, like you can hit a wrestler with like kendo stick 10 times. After the 10th hit and the kendo stick breaks,
they do that roll and they get up.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like I really like, I don't know, man. And I feel like in previous games they had it just right. I remember, I can't remember what game it was. I think it might have been 2K18 and 2K19. Someone must have done a test of when they attacked a referee. They counted how long between them being on the floor and them getting up was. Bro, I think it took the referee maybe like 25 seconds to get up after being hit. Something along those lines. Of course, it's a game, so you're not expecting the referee to be on the floor for 5 minutes. But even then, that's a good time, bro. Even look at the previous SmackDown games where you hit a referee and they'll do this. They'll just be laying like that. They'll be just like that. They'll be gone for time, and you have time to at least go outside, get a weapon, or do something dirty. By the time you knock down the referee and you even go and put your hand on the rope, the referee's up.
You grab your weapon and the referee does this, fam.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? But even trying to think what other gameplay mechanics are there? Blood. The blood in the system in 2K23 was pretty good. I won't lie.
Wow.
But it was pretty random.
Yeah, blood has been an issue in WWE for a while.
And it's like they keep picking and choosing when they want it to look really good or when they don't want it to look good. Always hit and miss. I feel like 2K23, I don't know, I feel like sometimes 2K does this thing, like I get that they overhauled their whole system in terms of like moving from 2K19 to 2K22. But like the blood in 2K19, like it just, like bro, you even had blood on the hands.
Word to NK, pour it.
Even had blood in the hands. And, you know, if you're a big blood person, then 2K24, you're definitely going to enjoy. Because I remember when we were playtesting and I was playing the ambulance match. I was thinking, wait, what? There's blood. Like, literally, you remember you saw it. Roman punched me in the nose, and Cody had blood coming out of his nose. So, like, they've definitely improved the blood system, which is good. I think weapons has always been something I just have never been fond of. I don't know, maybe it's just me being picky.
I don't know how to feel about weapons. Obviously, I understand using a weapon and the weapon maybe getting a bit battered and stuff, and then it just disappears. And obviously, I remember they've obviously extended the amount of hits that you get with the weapon now. So before, I remember you used to take out a chair and it used to be like 4 hits or something.
Yeah.
Now you take out a chair and it's like probably like 8 or 7, something like that. But I'm probably asking for a lot here, but rather than have that chair disappear, just keep that chair around.
I don't think it disappears anymore. Maybe it's gone back to disappearing. I don't
Like
know.
when you grab like a couple, it starts to disappear.
Yeah.
I understand, but maybe that's just a personal gripe of mine
Yeah.
where I'd prefer to have it
Yeah.
there for the duration of the match.
Yeah. And I just don't like the fact that you hit someone and they get up.
Yeah, the impact is not
Like the impact, and even bro, even on sliders, even if you change it on the sliders, it
it's
does absolutely
not,
nothing.
it's not
It
enough.
does absolutely nothing. So, like, it's a bit
Yeah.
baffling. I'm not too sure what they're doing there. Like, I'm sure maybe from a standpoint of the developers, they maybe wanted to just be like, it's fun. It doesn't really matter. So
This is the issue though, isn't it? Because now obviously me and you are talking about how we want this game to be fun, especially when it comes to 2K.
yeah,
But at the same time, you still also want that element of simulation.
yeah,
So I can imagine how hard it is for them to try and get that balance. But
yeah.
I do feel like weapons are one of those things where it's always going to be difficult.
Yeah. But the thing is, it makes it even worse is that games that were more, even though as much as WWE games like from like Shut Your Mouth all the way up have been simulation slash arcade, but even then, like there's certain games like SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. If you hit someone with a weapon enough times, they are down.
Yeah.
Generally, like if you're having a hardcore match or anywhere falls count match or even an I Quit match, like bro, even little things like so in something to shut your mouth. One of my favorite people to play was Raven. You see if man does that Raven effect on the ramp, you are lying there like that. You're lying there like that. So generally, I feel like you said, there could be a balance in terms of like making it simulation, but then still making it arcadey as well. But then
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like I don't know. Maybe as a wrestling game fan, certain things is just like I feel like you're just insulting my intelligence because how can I hit you with a chair and you're just getting up straight away as if nothing.
happened.
You know what I mean? So yeah, let's even quickly move on because like we said, we can be here all day. Graphics and the visuals, wrestler models, the arenas. Yeah, how do you feel about them?
In terms of graphics, we've come a long way, especially since like 2K15.
Yeah,
I remember that game being bogus graphically. The models were looking tired, but yeah, we've come a long way with 2K, man. I think there's definitely room for improvement,
100%.
um, and I'm sure you're thinking what I'm thinking. We look at the NBA 2K.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Them models are incredible.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's some 2K models where you're just like, for example, Cody, great model.
Just mad. I don't like his model.
Barely put a foot wrong. Obviously, some of the models and stuff are great. The graphics are great. Obviously, we see that the line improves every single game, but there's obviously much room for improvement when we compare it to even if we're not gonna compare it to NBA, when we look at 2K19, graphically that was still a great game. Even cores looked amazing. So in terms
I
of
feel like
graphics,
cores look much better now. I feel like cores in 2K19 looked all right. I think the only thing that kind of helped it was like certain things like body morphing.
Yeah.
I think that body morphing was like an amazing thing that, and I don't know why they took that out of the game. But yeah, I think body morphing was something that, like, the calls were okay, but I think maybe, but then again, core wise, I wasn't like that proficient in that game. Like, I used to create bare wrestlers, but I wasn't like using textures, or I wasn't really like banging. Like, I used like custom logos here and there, but I wasn't like what I was doing like the last year or like last 2 years.
Yeah.
You mentioned Cody earlier. I can't lie, I'm not a fan. I don't like the way Cody looks in 2K23.
Really? Why?
His head looks big. He's got like a JD McDonough head. I'm not really feeling it. And even in 2K24, he still looks. So I don't know. Like, his head looks like boxy.
I understand what you mean. I think facially, like, I think
Yeah, his
that's
face
where
looks
I'm
swollen. Like, it looks mad swollen. Like, I don't know. It looks like he's been punched up. Looks like he's been punched up. But I think
there's room for improvement. So
yeah, I think there's a lot of good models, and like a lot of the women look good. Like Rhea Ripley in 23 looks amazing.
Yeah,
Damon Priest looks good in 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of good looking wrestlers in the game. Trying to think what wrestlers need to be improved. I think the only thing is a lot of who Bailey. 2K23.
23, she's alright, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think a lot. The only thing is that sometimes a lot of wrestlers end up being a bit outdated. I wish 2K would similar to that NBA where they would do like updates every now and then, where whether someone got like a new tattoo, or even things like stats. Like if someone had a good week that week, you give them a little boost on their stats.
What's crazy is the live update feature is actually in the game,
but I don't think they've ever utilized it.
I don't think it does anything.
They want us to press L3 for live, but then nothing comes of it. It's a bit jarring. But yeah. There's a lot. It leaves a lot. There's a lot. 2K23 roster. You can't really speak on 2K24 roster because they've not announced it yet. But the 2K23 roster, how did you find it? Were there people that you believed should have been in the game? Are there people that you think? Yeah. How did you find the roster?
I found 2K23's roster quite good.
Yeah.
I think it covered most bases. I don't actually remember there being anyone where I was like, there's a glaring omission, unless you can refresh my memory.
Nah, I can't think
So,
of any.
roster wise, it was quite good. And obviously, when you have a good roster, then you have good moves as well.
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand. But yeah, the roster wise, I thought it was quite good.
Yeah. I do think the only thing maybe actually I was gonna say Bray Wyatt at the time should have been in the game, but he had come back.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think he should have been in the game. He had already been in the company
at that point.
Yeah. Because remember January last year he had the match with LA Knight.
Yeah.
So he was already, but then, yeah. But then again, the game comes out 2 months later, so he probably missed the cutoff point. But yeah. But yeah, I can't think of any people that were omitted from the game at the time. 2K24, are there any people that you are hopeful to see in the game?
Bray Wyatt.
anyone besides Bray Wyatt?
Anyone
besides Bray Wyatt?
Not really, you know. I would love to see RVD return. Obviously, he's gone off to another company, so there's possibility that he won't be in the game.
That guy's a freelancer. He could be in the game.
Do you think?
Yeah, he does. He's not signed to AEW.
I thought he was signed there.
No, he's not signed there. He's just
okay.
And he has a WWE Legends contract, so he could be in the game if he wanted to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see? I want to see more ruthless aggression.
Yeah. Like who?
Models. Even just like a young Lance Storm. I would like to see in the game. Like, surprise me.
Yeah.
I rarely get surprised by the roster anymore. Surprise me. Put Rene Dupree in the game. Let me get that taunt.
That'll be a shout. And he's got a good Michinoku driver as well. So
yeah, man. What about yourself?
I mean, from current roster, Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Be a shout. Carlito. It would be nice to see Carlito back in the game. If we're talking let's say, I'm trying to think.
There's not many.
Ruthless aggression. Can't lie, I'm trying to see do some domino, man.
Oh, Fairs.
I love their tag finisher. Their tag finishers was crazy.
Paul London, Brian Kendrick.
That'd be good. Like I feel like you said, like 2K don't really do much to like surprise us, but then at the same time, maybe it's just down to who they can actually get in regards to merchandising and
for sure.
You know, but I feel like WWE just needs to be a bit more explorative with the people that they potentially allow in the games, because I feel like so many stories that we see in things like showcase modes, and like I would love to see like a ruthless aggression showcase mode. I would love to see what's it called, the invasion showcase mode. Like there's so many things. Even just bring back, like, I mean, we're gonna get into it, game modes. For 2K23, we had obviously My Rise. We had the 2 stories with the men and the women, the male story, women's story. We had we obviously got universe mode, we've got showcase mode, we've got my faction, and we've got my GM. So we're not lacking when it comes to the various modes, but are we enjoying these modes? So let's start off with my faction. My faction seems to be the most controversial one. From what I see, not a lot of people. Well, from what I see online, not a lot of people play it, but they've been bringing it back. This is the 3rd year that they've brought it back. So clearly people are playing it, and clearly it's making them money. For me, I'm not into I don't deal with anything to do with like mini microtransactions or whatever. That's why I stopped even playing, what's it called? On 2K, I stopped playing my career, because I was spending too much money on VC. I can't lie. I was spending too much money on VC. It's crazy. Like, man will just be chilling, and in order for you to have a good player, your player needs to be at least 85 overall. So, and the only way you can do that, sometimes grinding is long. And grinding from a 65, and then having to play LeBron, having to play Jason Tatum, having to play
crazy
SGA is long. I'm so sorry. I have to cheat. I have to cheat. I have to cheat. I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? So, and one of the biggest gripes when it comes to my faction that people tend to have is that the models are exclusive to my faction. That seems to have been fixed this year. So things that are unlocked in my faction and my Rise will now be unlockable for 2K23. No, for 2K24, which should have been the case for 2K23. Should have been the case anyways. Which has me thinking that 2K23 is like it's an upgraded version of 2K22, but it's still broken. Because 2K22, you couldn't even unlock some of the characters. We had to have our guy, what's the status? Upload the characters onto CC fast.
Crazy.
Which I'm grateful for, but that shouldn't be the case. Like, it shouldn't take the community to be the ones to make the game playable.
Yeah.
It should be up to the devs. So, you know. But yeah, my faction. Are you playing it this year when it comes out?
No way. Obviously, don't get me wrong, like, I'm sure there is a part of the fan base that's like, they see my faction and they're like, yes, it's returning. I don't know where that fan base is because I haven't seen it. I am not a part of that fan base. But obviously, there must be people out there that are clamoring for it. So fair play to them. I'm happy for them, I suppose. But Yeah, I'm not. I won't be playing that. Actually, it's not my thing.
My Rise. We had 2 stories this year. We had a men's story and a women's story. Which one did you prefer?
Probably. I didn't actually get to play the women's. I'll be honest.
Oh damn! So you don't support women's wrestling? That's crazy.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Do you know what it is?
Crazy.
They had all the unlockables on the men's side.
So was the women's.
There wasn't really anything like that.
There was quite a bit. In terms of characters, what characters can you besides Paul Levesque and what's it called? Elijah. No, what's Elias's brother's name? Elisha. What's his name? What's his name? Like
Elias and
what's Elias's brother's name? Esau.
Yeah, let's call him that for now.
Esau. Besides them two, there wasn't that many characters you can. It's not like you could unlock my guy Paragon J Pierce. It's not like you could unlock him. It's not like you can unlock all the other original characters in my career, in my res. The women's one, story wise, was way better than. Like, I get it, okay, cool, you're right. In terms of stuff you can unlock, there was more, like a lot of the arenas you can unlock through the men, but there were certain arenas you can unlock through the women. The women's one, hands down, story wise, was way better than the men's one. The main character that he played, the Lock, he's a bit of a pretentious dickhead.
Yeah,
like he's very, very pretentious. And like I think that's what my problem was with my Rise this year, was that for me, 2K19's one, as much as the story is very linear, like the story is told for you, but you still had options and you still had choices. Whereas with the My Rise now, it's like, okay, cool, you can still make the choices, but at the same time, there's a lot of things you still need to do and complete in order to move forward. And the men's story just wasn't for me. Like I enjoyed the introduction of, like, you know, you being fired from WWE and then you having to go to the Indies. You know, you go to Europe, that UK club that you wrestle in. Visually, it's a nice club. It's a nice, but where in the UK do people wrestle like that? You couldn't at least make a fake, what's it called? Camden this thing that Progress is in. Couldn't even make a fake one of that. Couldn't even make a fake one of that. Fair enough, you don't want to do it. You could. The Mexico Plaza, I'm tired. It's a wrap. It's over for that.
Oh, Mago and his son.
Bro, give us new characters. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
it's dead. Like, it's over for that. The only good thing is the BJ, the Japanese place.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, cool.
It's crazy. That's not even unlockable.
Yeah, it's unlockable. PWJ, like you and the dome that you can wrestle in, sweet. But then it's like, okay, cool. Like, give us new characters. Like, for the story, fair enough. Okay, cool. We're fighting ex WWE. We're fighting ex Japanese guys like Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. But then you can still introduce newer characters, or even if it's like, okay, cool, you're importing people's cause to be these characters in the game. Like, I can't remember what game. I think it might have been 2K15, where you play My Rise and all your friends that you're friends with on your console, their cause will join you, will show up on your My Player, My Career. So yeah, the women's one clears the men's one though. Story wise, it's way better. Way better. Universe mode.
You know what? Yeah, there was a point in time where that was the only thing I used to play.
Yep.
It was universe mode or nothing. But now the mode is tired, bro.
I have something controversial to say.
Oh no.
I think it's time to get rid of it.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's over.
Wait.
I think it's over.
Is it?
A mode that hasn't been improved since 2011. And the most that they do is give us what's it called? Additional cutscenes. And even then, all the cutscenes are tired.
Oh,
I don't even think they've given us additional cutscenes.
No,
I think it's over. I can't lie.
Or it's
I think
recycled one from my career.
if 2K24's universe, like they said that there's new improvements in the game, if 2K24, if 2K24, if there's not a complete turnaround, then 2K25 take it out.
Yeah.
So it's done.
I
Take it out. Give us Road to WrestleMania. Give us something else that's completely different. Story designer. Even I didn't even play story designer growing up, but give us something completely different. Even pay-per-view mode that they had in SmackDown, Just Bring It or SmackDown 2. For me, I enjoy sometimes just having matches on exhibition and just forming my own pay-per-view in my head. Like sometimes I just prefer doing that because I know universe mode is just cack. And I only watch universe. The only time I watch universe mode is when I see my little brother playing it. This universe mode looks lit, but even then, there's always grabs. How can you be setting up a match where someone's meant to interfere, and the person that interferes is in the match instead of interfering? Bro, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So
broken.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Showcase mode. We had this time around. We had all the people who defeated John Cena, which was a very interesting take. We haven't had that before. How did you find the showcase mode? And what do you think? And what are you a fan of showcase mode?
I don't mind it. I think what makes it tedious is when obviously you're gonna have to hide unlockables around some mode. But that one is don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but hiding the unlockables around it just makes it so tedious because now I have to play it like 3 times or twice on another account just in order to do the things that we like to do. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of a mode as it's like taking it for what it is, I think it's good. It's always good to go back in history, whether that be a wrestler's history or an era's history, and relive those moments. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's my thoughts on showcase mode.
All right, cool. We're gonna delve into something that is probably one of the most important aspects of a wrestling game for both of us. The creation suite. Talk to me about some improvements that the creation suite has done this year. Talk to me about some stuff that you feel like is maybe being overlooked and needs to be brought back. We have to create a wrestler, we have create an arena, we have create a show, we have create a video, and I've got a massive gripe about that one. I feel like that mode has been broken for years, and it's just there for decoration. It's just there for decoration. I don't know why. We have create an entrance, we have create a show, we have create an arena, we have create an image now.
Yeah.
Create an image uploader. Yeah. Talk to me about the creation sheet, because that seems to be your bread and butter.
Honestly, when I look at creation suites across gaming, I genuinely do believe that WWE 2K probably has the best one in terms of what you can do, like even pushing the boundaries. Like as you said, create a superstar, create an arena, create a show. All the create an image uploader. Like there's the possibilities are endless, and that's why obviously I spend a lot of time in there. Now, just because that it's the best creation suite for me doesn't mean that it doesn't need improvements. And like you said, create a video, man, is just there for decoration, bro.
Bro, I hate it.
Broken.
Bro, I hate it. I thought it's been broken for years. Man will go and do a cutscene, and I can't even, like, if I'm trying to create stuff for PWE, I can't even use it. Like, there's certain cutscenes where it's like, okay, cool, I want to put 2 wrestlers there, and it's the fact that they've even taken out cutscenes as well. because a lot of the cutscenes that they've had back in like maybe a few years ago was in like the locker room or in the backstage area. But because they've taken out the backstage area, you can't even do some of the cutscenes. That's why a man have to now get 2 controllers and stand their wrestler in the backstage and have the wrestler doing this.
Did you this one? Hey.
Have to start taunting to cut a promo, and it's like, I get like, bro, you like, this is how you know how resilient and how like versatile like the community is, that they've had to resort to doing some egregious things in order to push the product forward. And it's like, this is probably the most used thing in like the creation suite is probably the most used out of everything in the wrestling game. And it's probably I'll probably say it's the least respected. Generally. Because there's not that many improvements. Especially with stuff like you said, creative video. Like creative video is bollocks.
You can't even change the championship.
And that's my point, bro. That's what I was about to say. For PWE, man just wants to add a championship, and bro, you can't even preview.
Oh my god,
you can't even preview. Do you know what I have to do to record a show for PWE if I'm going to create a segment?
Yeah, I do know, but say it so that the viewers know.
Do you know what I have to do? Do you know what I used to do before is I had to record it on my Xbox and then crop it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I have to do. But on my Xbox, because I record through OBS now, that's why the quality is out there.
Yeah.
After there's on Xbox there's a magnifier. Okay. So I have to zoom in and make sure it's perfectly square on OBS. So that way, once I record it, it's perfect. And the thing is, because of that, because of the magnifier, it doesn't look choppy like it used to before when man had to crop it out. Because what I had to do is I had to upscale it. I used to crop it out, then upscale it to like 4K. But even then, it's like, it's still like it's clearer, but it's choppy. So, yeah. But I mean, the creation suite, I think the only thing I think is not terrible is 2 grabs. One, we need moveset packs back.
Oh my god.
We need moveset packs back. I feel like since we no longer get the moveset packs, yeah, we're getting new moves, but we're not getting new moves.
Yes.
We're not getting an array of moves. Like we're not getting an array of moves. And like I feel like there's a lot of moves that need to be reanimated. I feel like a lot of moves look terrible. Yeah. I feel like a lot of moves look absolutely terrible, and a lot of moves need to be updated. There's moves like the Ayomide Shirai's moonsault is horrible. Her moonsault is horrible. The package power driver, horrible. That needs to be reanimated. The J Driller, horrible. The sell on it is terrible. Like there's bare moves in the game that I'm just like, I don't even generally like using this move because it's horrible. There's a lot of moves where the moves have no impact. It's just being done. It's just being done, and it's like in my head, I'm just like, oh, God. I don't know what's going on.
I remember we had the conversation a while back. I think it was you, myself, Smokey Supine. Some of you may know him, Anafi, and I think Jem. We were all talking about the fact that when we used to play SmackDown versus Raw, when that, even just a mat slam or body slam, the impact was, the way you can hear the ring, it was nuts. It was crazy. Now, you do a move, and as you said, there's no oomph.
A lot of moves that are being done, they just look like they're rehearsing. It doesn't even look like it's being done well.
But this is the thing.
Bro, they took out bare moves. That's like there's one super kick that they took out. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of it, but
remind me.
It's like it's a super kick, and the way they sell it is like they go forward and then they fall back.
Oh yeah, that's gone. I didn't even realize.
It's been gone because that was Dolph Ziggler's finishing move. I think Seth had that move, not as a finisher, but like just as a normal, as a strike, as a strong strike.
Wow.
Bare wrestlers had it. And I think it's hidden in the files as well.
First as well.
You said?
Is that the one where they push you first and then
Yeah,
Super
when I push you, yeah.
Oh my god.
2K19 Heritage Fam.
Wow.
And Shawn Michaels had that move as well. Shawn Michaels' Suture music needs to be redone.
Tired, isn't it?
Like the one that where he's standing. Bro,
yeah.
They need to fix that ASAP.
That's another thing. Moves, I think. Like, as much as like there are a ridiculous amount, there's loads that either have no impact or the animation's a bit. And it's crazy because like even how you're saying it's outdated, fair enough. But there's also like if we go back to like again, I feel we'll do this a lot in this like mini series and stuff. We look at SmackDown versus Raw and the impact of those moves and how they were animated. They looked on point. They looked crazy, and the cells were great. So why is it now that we have mocap and we're not getting that? As you said, it just looks rehearsed. And again, we spoke about this earlier. Like it's this whole thing. This is what it comes down to: getting that balance between sim and arcade again. And I lean over to having the more arcadey side. I want to hear the impact. I want to see stupid cells. Even things like this wasn't even a move. Do you remember, yeah, when the whole wrestler's body was on red, and they'll be lying there, and then they'll do this.
Yeah.
Even just stuff like that, bro.
Even going back to gameplay mechanics, limb targeting when your body's red, it means nothing. Because when you're doing submission moves, it's not even like it affects it in any way. The only way the submissions will actually work is if it's a finisher. That's the only thing. So yeah.
They used to sell it before. They used to sell those limb moves before.
Bro, you'll be holding onto your arm like that, or you'll be limping like now. It's weird how like the game has progressed, but it's also regressed at the same time because it's like you go back to the older games, and the older games are just very much like there's a lot more to them. There's a lot of things where like when you look back at it, it's like this game shouldn't have these type of features that long ago. Like I even look at games like No Mercy. Like No Mercy is like for me, No Mercy is one of the greatest wrestling games ever. It's genuinely one of the best games in terms of like the mechanics, the moveset. Just bro, genuinely I feel like if any game was like if there's any games that wrestling companies need to try and like look into for like what a wrestling game should be, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, SmackDown versus Raw 2010, and it's a toss up between 2K19. I'll take out Here Comes the Pain. Actually, I'll take out Shut Your Mouth, even though that's my favorite game ever. 2K19. Yeah, I think
I'll add SVR 2011 to that. Why? Because of the weapon physics.
Yeah. I wanted to quickly ask you, it's veering away from 2K, but in terms of you playing 2K24, this might be a controversial question, but who cares? How much do you think the release of AEW Fight Forever affected WWE 2K24?
It didn't.
You think?
I don't think it. I think they actually, if you mean in terms of like adding stuff to the game,
that's what I mean. They definitely affected it.
Then yeah, them man, they looked behind them and said, yeah, we need to add a few things that will make the players come back. Now, I don't know if I can say this about the AEW game.
Say it. Who cares? Who cares?
That game was terrible, fam.
Yeah, that game's it's done. It's over for AW. Fight Forever.
That game was terrible, and it's crazy because they looked at the Aki engine. They had the Ukes. You know, they had video game people behind the game, and still they delivered that hot garbage.
But the thing is, yeah, not to criticize Kenny and them lot, people as those people behind the game, but I don't know. I feel like they probably leaned in too much into nostalgia as opposed to like what is actually going on. Because don't get me wrong, when they announced that we're gonna have a game that is similar to No Mercy and similar to Here Comes the Pain, I was excited.
Of course, we all were.
And at the same time, if you're like leaning on a system and you're not even adding key components of what those games also add, because don't get me wrong, I don't think Fight Forever is a terrible game.
Mm-hmm.
I think gameplay wise and mechanic wise, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that is way better than 2K. And I feel like there's like in terms of like the positioning of where you can do certain moves, a lot of the moves that like because a lot of the moves that they have is Ukes made the moves. So a lot of the moves are reminiscent of what you get in 2K. But then just additional moves, I feel like in terms of like adding personality to certain wrestlers when it comes to certain moves that they do, certain springboards. Like I feel like there was a lot that Fight for AW had for their game, but I think they just leaned too much into nostalgia, and I just felt like the wrestling aspect of the game was going to be enough. And like I say about AW in real life, Banga Badizio is not enough.
It's not.
Especially when you know a community thrives on not just the matches, but on the creation. So if your creation suite is bare bones, if your story mode is bloody terrible, because I'll be real, it made those AEW Fight Forever story, my career mode was one of the worst career modes I've ever played in my life. Like I played it, and by the time I finished it, I said, this is trash. And they expect you to play this more than 10 times. You guys are smoking mud. You guys are smoking coffee. You guys are full of broken biscuits because what? Someone is expected to play that mode, and yeah, you guys are playing games. And plus your DLCs with one wrestler is 10
£10.
You guys are kidding me. So
Sterling.
You guys are absolutely kidding me. But I will say that them releasing a game definitely, of course, I don't think WWE were ever like 2K were ever threatened by it because they saw the they saw the reaction from it. But I do think they definitely saw, okay, cool. We could have made this possible. We didn't, but another game has done it. Okay, cool, let's do it. It shouldn't have taken 2K how many years to allow certain positions to be used as a finisher. Like running springboards and corner springboards should have been positions to be able to do moves from as finishers. It should have always been there. But I mean, now it's there, so I'm not going to really complain. Multiple finishers and super finishers, that should have always been a thing. But that's that now.
Diving onto multiple
people should have always been a thing. Blood on the floor should have always, like, it's been a thing before. It should have always been a thing. Of course, I'm guessing they toned that they didn't want to do as much blood as AEW, which is granted because their TV product's not that. But ambulance match should have been there. Casket match should have been there. Like, I don't see a world where matches that happen or matches that have been in games previously, even stuff like I Quit should never have even left the game. And we don't know when we're going to get that back. Special guest referees coming back in 2K24, that should have never left the game in the first place. Like, these are just staples of WWE history, whether they happen now or not. These are stuff that have been happening. And it's not even like it's not like it's a dissimilar system to what was happening now.
Yeah.
The submission system that you have for 2K is the same as the ambulance. I'm assuming it's going to be the same as the casket. It's usually the same as last man standing. It doesn't change. It's all the same. So It should be really interesting. But what were you saying? You're not, if AEW Fight Forever 2 comes out, you're not gonna cop. Well, you're not gonna cop.
They would have to do a lot. They would have to do a lot.
You're even entertaining it. Me, I'm never paying for an AEW game ever.
Yeah,
if they email me saying it's free, then yeah, fair enough. Even then, I don't know. I'll probably have to get on PC.
Yeah. They need to allow mods. Obviously, I understand why they go through the process of blocking it and stuff. But I even find it crazy that they were willing to work with PW mods or whatever, and all of a sudden they don't want to know more. But fine.
There's only one person I see modding that game. It's that Lynch Reborn guy.
Yeah, he tries his best.
He's the only person I see modding it, and credit to him, man. He's doing his thing. Like, yeah, he's doing as much as he can. He seems to be the only person keeping that game alive. Him and some other guy that's on YouTube that he always talks about like updates and stuff. That white guy, he has Danhausen in all his videos. I can't remember his name, but he seems to be the only person I see. And the thing is, with the mods, it looks like a good game.
Mm-hmm.
With mods, like it looks like a good game, but then it's like, if you don't have mods, then it's trash. Absolutely trash. One thing I even forgot to say, this is how you know that as the conversation goes, you start to remember stuff. In terms of gameplay mechanics, 2K23's tag team mechanics are one of the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Bro.
Oh my word. That's one thing I'll say about AEW. That's one thing I'll say about AEW Fight Forever. As much as a lot of the stuff is jimbo jambo and it's annoying, AEW's tag team mechanics were great.
Yeah.
AEW Fight Forever's tag team mechanics were absolutely great. WWE 2K23, but unless you're playing it yourself, that mode is trash. I don't know how it regressed so much. Like, it seems like it doesn't even seem like a tag team match. It seems like a four like two corners.
Yeah.
It seems like a fatal four-way where man just has to tag in and people wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm barely seeing tag team moves. You're not even like, and I hate to always go back to it. SmackDown, shut your mouth. The mechanics of that game when it came to tag teams. You can press a button, and before you even decide to do your finisher, your tag team partner will come into the ring and run and attack the other opponent. When you're doing your finisher, automatically your tag team partner will run into the ring. He's not waiting until you're pinning. These are stuff that should be implemented to the game. I shouldn't be playing a 22-year-old game. Even though Mercy is like that as well, I shouldn't be playing a 22-year-old game, 21-year-old game, and Here Comes the Pain. And be getting better mechanics in those games than I am in a modern game, where you could even patch it. You could even patch in this update. How many times have we seen them do little fixes where we're changing the AI to do this instead? You could easily add that. So
even the fact that the matches go on for like 30 minutes,
bro. As in, I was recording some matches for the Wrestling's Gaming channel, and I thought, you know what? Let me just do a normal tag team match. Let me chance it. Let me chance it. Luckily, the match was able to be done in like 12 minutes.
Okay.
Like, because they were just a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's sliders where when you have the wrestler that's a bit more aggressive, they will at least try and fight. They'll beat you up outside.
Yeah. But that's something that needs to be discussed.
Talk on it.
AI versus AI. I don't know what it is, but they love fighting outside on 2K23.
Yeah, that's flipping annoying.
And I'm tired.
Bro, do you see my PWE matches, yeah?
Yeah.
Majority of the matches I have to edit and cut out when anything that happens outside.
You see.
I have to edit. And also 2K23, triple threat matches. Why all of a sudden do they turn into ECW freeway dances? Someone will go outside. They don't even have aggressive tendency. They'll go and get a weapon. It's a normal triple threat. Why are we turning this into CZW or XPW? I don't get it. I genuinely do not understand it. It's so jarring because in 2K22 that was never the case. In 2K22, sometimes I'll be praying, go and get a weapon. Just for the sake of it.
So how we've now got to this is crazy.
I just don't even like there's any sliders to even change it. Even when you put someone sliders to now go and get weapon, it makes no difference because regardless, every single one of them, one person will go get a weapon, another person will go get a weapon. One of them will now go get another weapon and just drop it. Won't even use it. And the whole rolling out the ring thing is jarring because it's like not everybody rolls out the ring.
Yeah, bro.
Not everybody rolls out the ring. Like, yeah.
I remember back in the day, there used to be when you used to do like a one-on-one or whatever match it was, you used to be able to pick clean or dirty, and that would affect how they carry themselves within a match. Yeah. Stuff like that, they should bring that back.
I'd be open to that.
They should bring that back. If you pick yourself as a heel, then you'll get a lot more rollouts and whatnot. If you're a face, then my friend, stay and try and fight.
Yeah. Like I feel like the rollout should only happen after like massive moves. The match has just started. I'm giving you a clothesline and you're rolling out.
And you're rolling out. How dare you?
Like it's not necessary. It's generally not necessary. Like I don't even think like everybody should have that ability to roll out. No. And the thing is, even if you put on the like on their sliders, on the AI sliders, or for the wrestler doesn't have the tendency to roll out. They still roll out. And it's like as much as each game is progressing and certain things are happening. Because I remember at one point in the games, wrestlers wouldn't even springboard.
Yeah.
Wrestlers will struggle to springboard, whereas now it doesn't matter what part of the match it is. Springboard mania outside. They'll do outside tope, and it's like, brother, this match has turned into flipping Vikingo versus. This match has turned into Vikingo versus fucking Commander. It's crazy. So it's like, bro, it's at this point where it's like you said, do we want realism or do we want arcade? And do we introduce? It's now it's just you just have to take the good with the bad. The AI is getting smarter, but then at the same time, the AI is just as dumb
as it was before.
Because they're not doing springboards, but they'll now go and pick up weapons. But now they're doing springboards and they're still picking up weapons. So it's like we actually can't pick and choose. Like I feel like I wish there was like certain modes where it's like, okay, cool. It's like TV mode and pay-per-view mode.
Okay. Pay-per-view
mode is where they just let it all go. They just go hammer and tongs. They just go ham. That's where you're getting the 20-minute, 25-minute matches.
Yeah.
But then that TV matches, they can be quick. Like it's nothing like, you're not pulling out all your big guns. But in normal matches, people will be doing 5 finishers. People are kicking out. And it's like, bro, come on. This person hasn't even got resiliency and they're kicking out of 5 power bombs that are meant to be finishers. Please, man. They need to bring back squash matches as well.
Throughout this whole cycle of 2K23, do you know how crazy it is to say I didn't get one squash match?
I don't think you can do it in 2K23. So the last time you could do it was 2K19.
I could swear it was in 22 as well.
Nope. It wasn't in 2K22. 2K19 was the last one. Yeah, 2K20 was the last one. 2K19 was the last one, yeah.
That's insane.
Like, if you want to have a squash match, you genuinely have to book it yourself.
Put all the attributes down, and even
then, they will come and, bro, even then, they'll have fighting chance. It's only on 2K19. If you put all the attributes down, you don't even have to put it all the way down. You could just put it down by 10. That person is losing.
Yeah.
That person is losing. I think what I do like is in 2K22, 2K23, like you can have the same matches 5 times. The outcome will always be different. The match is always different. Whereas with 2K19, if you are a 92 and I'm an 87, you as a 92, you will always win.
Yeah.
You will always win. And that's one thing that annoyed me, because I was just like, sometimes me, I generally, like, as much as I enjoy playing the game, I love to watch matches on the game.
Of course, me and you both.
Like me, I like to, like, what I'll do is I'll just download a random belt on CC and I'll put a tournament, just put 8 random people. Tournaments, the Interfix tournament, I need 16 man.
Yeah.
I need 16 man, I need 32 man.
Yeah.
I need everything. Like, I'm tired of all these 8-man tournaments. I need 16 man.
Yeah.
I need 16. Pause if necessary. I need a 16-man tournament, bro. I need a 16-man tournament. Listen, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do G1, fam.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of 2K24, what are you hopeful for? We've played the game, even though it's an early build, so we've kind of seen the potential of what it can be. We know some of the new features that they've got in terms of like new paybacks. What's it called? The new mini game that they've got. I can't remember what it's called.
Strike mini game.
Yeah, the strike mini game. We know that you can unlock everything in terms of like my rise, and my faction can be used on all other modes. What are you hopeful for in terms of 2K24?
Honestly, longevity.
Yeah.
The longevity of the game. I feel like obviously I don't think we'll ever have anything like 2K19 where we had the game for what, 3 years, was it? Or 2.5 years or something. We won't have something like that. But my biggest gripe with 2K at the moment is I'll play the game, and I'll say by like November, December, I'm tired, and I'm already begging and looking for news or related articles to the next game. But I'm hopeful that 2K24 will actually take us up to the next game cycle and it won't feel drawn out or slow, if you know what I mean by that.
Yeah. I feel like these new 2K series aren't necessarily... I mean, 2K22 pissed me off. I can't lie to you. By the time it got to like November, I was pissed. I didn't want to play the game anymore. I tapped out, man. The amount of times my game save crashed, I lost cores. I feel like 2K23, I don't know what it is. I think maybe because I'm doing more content creation in terms of it, like I'm able to have fun with it. And like I'm seeing different aspects of it. I'm learning new things. I'm always getting inspo into like, so if I haven't created a core in maybe like, I created a core for someone, but in terms of like my own cores, like I haven't created one in a minute. But like I'm always doing something, whether it's like I'm just making up fake promotions and designing stuff just to have a bit of fun with it, and whether I use it or not, I'll probably sell it to someone, who knows. But I feel like for this time around, like I'm still like kind of active with the game. But I think that's more so because I know that we've still got bare content that I want us to do. And I'm just waiting for the DLC for 2K24 to drop before I now start when we move into there to start doing content as well. But the life cycle for this has lasted long. I feel like this is a game that can be played for a very long time. But yeah, 2K24, I'm hopeful in terms of like the roster. I mean, hopeful in terms of like the moves. I'm hopeful in terms of like universe mode, because universe mode is always something that every year I say to myself, yeah, I've got my arena ready, I've got my belts ready, I've got this ready, I've got that ready. But you know, I'm hopeful for that. Create a referee. We didn't even mention that.
Oh yeah.
We can create our own referee. So
finally.
Boy. And do you know what I think it is? I think what tips them over the edge with that is that I don't know who that person was. I can't remember. I don't know if it's Witty.
Yeah.
That mod you did last year.
A glitch, whatever it was you
did. That was superb.
Crazy.
And bro, and if they decide to lock things off this next game, all of these guys need to still come together and continue doing what they need to do. And because people are not realizing that these men are unlocking a side of a game that we probably didn't even realize there was.
Yeah.
Who knew that we could have wrestlers that are already in the game or locked in the game and upload them?
Yeah.
Like, no, like who actually knew about all of that kind of stuff before? So yeah, man, I'm just happy that the community are coming together and at least working together to, you know, make this game last longer than
For
it should.
sure.
You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
For anybody, for those, so obviously again, just to round off because you've played 2K24, what should people look forward to in terms of 2K24?
Just overall gameplay, you know. Look forward to the new match types, ambulance match, obviously. Jem covered it quite well on his channel as well. I'd say look forward to the ambulance match, look forward to the casket match. And yeah, just overall gameplay, man. Look forward to creating content. It's always an exciting time when the game first comes out and everyone just seems to be ready to upload content and cause. So yeah, man.
I agree. I think everyone should just look forward to smoother gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the reveal for the showcase mode hasn't come out yet, so we're not too sure. There hasn't been a reveal for the My Rise in terms of like what the story's going to be like and things of that nature. But overall, I feel like this game is very, very fun. We played it for a couple of hours, and yeah, it's very, very fun. And yeah, just be ready to have a lot of fun. I just can't wait to see what the DLCs are going to be looking like.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see overall this whole game and the creation suite and the new moves. That's it. And yeah, we should. I think this year we're eating, man.
We are.
Like when we was playing at 2K, everybody just seemed to be excited and having fun. Of course, there was a few glitches, but then again, we were playing an early build.
Of
But
course.
yeah, I'm looking for. I can't wait I can't wait for the game.
Yeah.
I think it should be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Be fun. But yeah, that wraps it up, guys. We didn't go as in depth as we wanted to. But yeah, if you guys want to hear more about 2K stuff and all that kind of jazz, then maybe we can do a part 2 or include Jem, probably get Anafi involved as well. But yeah, no, this was Indy Takers Extra. We're going to be doing a whole lot more extra, you know, not even just talking 2K. We're going to be probably watching stuff and reacting to things and, you know, non-canon stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the podcast. We'll be back with a proper podcast next week, Sunday. There's been a lot of wrestling that's happened this last week. Kojima's the new MLW champion.
Crazy.
Wagner is the new GHC World Heavyweight Champion in Noah. GCW have had a couple cracking shows. Matt Cardona versus Nick Nemeth. Indy Takers, man. There's a lot of shit that we need to get into. So, you know, next week we will see you guys. I've been Delboy.
I've been Ola.
Indy Takers. Ow.
Boof.
Bakai.